Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Silem. I'm very pleased to meet you if you're new here. But if you have watched a couple of my other videos and you're here again to watch another video, thank you so much, so much. I love you guys so very much. In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to make a camisole. So a camisole is an undergarment. Usually wear it under like a jacket or a blazer or even under a top, okay? But it's usually worn underneath another clothing item like a blouse or a top or a shirt. It's kind of like a spaghetti strap top. Yeah, so you want to learn how to draft, cut and sew a camisole, then definitely keep on watching.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
I'm using 1.5 yards of fabric for this. Now I'm going to have to just fold the fabric so I can cut the front piece. Now I went ahead to just mark the baseline at the top there, which is where I'm going to start my measurements from. Now from that baseline, I'm marking 10 inches, which is the bust point, 13 inches, which is the under bust, and then the length of the camisole, which is 24 inches. I'm going to have to just extend all those lines. Now once I'm done with that, I'm dividing her bust measurement by 4, placing that on the bust point line, marking that and adding 1 inch allowance. I also divided her shape measurement by 4, placed that on the under bust line, and then I added 1 inch allowance. Now for the bottom part, that's the length, which is the 24 inches, I divided her hip measurement by 4, placed that, marked it, and added 1 inch allowance. I divided her shoulder measurement by 2 and I marked that point on the baseline. Now what I'm doing is from that baseline, I just marked 6.5 inches, and that's going to serve as my armhole line. From that baseline again, I just marked 3 inches. Now because this is a camisole, it doesn't have a proper shoulder, so that will take out the shoulder. Marking that 3 inches will take out the shoulder. From the baseline again, I also went ahead to mark 6 inches, which is going to serve as my neckline. I now drew a straight line from that baseline to that 3 inch mark, and now I'm going to go ahead and just connect all those other points I had marked earlier. Okay, now I'm going to draw a curve to that 3 inch mark, and then from that 3 inch mark again, I'm also going to draw a curve to my neckline. Okay, that's what is going to give it that shape that a camisole has. So there's no actual shoulder, your fabric is not getting up to the shoulder, and that's why we marked that 3 inches, so we cut out the shoulder completely. I'm just going to have to just cut along the lines. Now taking on that piece of fabric, I went ahead to also mark the back piece. Now the only difference between the front piece and the back piece is that the back piece has a 1 inch zipper allowance and the neck of the back went up by 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's the only difference. I went ahead to just mark the line on the back where I'm going to sew. Now I'm also going to go ahead and just place another piece of fabric, and I'm just going to go ahead and mark 1.5 inches. Okay, that's the width. Now the length can be as long as you want it to be. Now this is what you're going to use to pipe the neckline and also create that spaghetti strap that the camisole has. Okay, so you want this piece to be as long as possible, so you don't have to break it or join it at any point. It's just one long piece that goes all the way around. Now taking my back pieces, I'm just going to go ahead and just join both back pieces with about 1 inch allowance. And then what I did was, I'm joining this side along the zipper allowance, by the way. I just went ahead to just join both pieces, making sure that both pieces are facing each other with their right sides facing each other basically. Now when you open this up, this is what we have. So this is our back piece. Now I'm going to go ahead and place my front piece on top of the back piece, making sure that the right sides are facing each other. Now I'm going to go ahead and just I'm going to go ahead and just shape in my camisole, okay, with the actual measurements. From the bottom, I'm making sure that I leave about 5 inches so that there's a tiny slit at the bottom there, just for ease. Okay, this fabric is stretchy, but it's not too stretchy, that's why I'm keeping that ease by the side. Now what you're going to do now is, I just turned the top to the right side, and I'm taking that piece of fabric I had cut out, Now we're going to start from the wrong side of the back, okay? Open up the zipper allowance, make sure that it's open. Now place the piece of fabric and you're going to go ahead and just sew this. Sew the piece of fabric to, the back piece with 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now sew it all the way from that zipper allowance all the way till you get to that end edge. And then when you get to that end there where you have the armhole, you want to mark 6 inches, okay? So make sure that you leave that 6 inches along that piece of fabric, okay? Now once you get there, tack it, make sure that it's secure. Now take it out, and now from that 6 inch mark you have, you want to go ahead and connect it to the front piece, okay? We started at the back. Now this is what it looks like, okay, so far. This is the 6 inch mark. Now we're going to go ahead and take that 6 inch point and then connect it to the front, okay? Connect it to the front, and also start from the wrong side of the front as well, and then continue, okay? So now this is the wrong side. Now place that 6 inch point on that front there, and then go ahead and just sew it all the way, okay? All the way along that front piece. Now when you get to the end again, so where the armhole part is again, you tack it again, take it out, measure 6 inches, okay? Just like you did before. Measure 6 inches, mark that point, and then take it again, take that 6 inch point again, place it on the armhole of the back, okay? So we have that armhole point of the back, so connect it to the back, and then go ahead and just sew it all the way to that zipper allowance where you had started at the first place, okay? Hope it was as explanatory as possible. Now just go ahead and just cut off the excess, okay? You want it to be very long. Now this is what you have, okay? Now that 6 inch mark you left is going to serve or form, it's going to form that spaghetti strap, okay? Now what you want to do is you want to fold this outwards, okay? Fold this outwards and then go ahead and just sew it, okay? That's what you're going to do now. This, you're using the piece of fabric kind of like the way you would use a bias tape, okay? So just go ahead and just fold it outwards to the front and then just sew it down. So just go ahead and just sew it all the way. Even when you get to that the part where there's that 6 inch gap that you had left, just fold it as usual, like you just fold, like you're folding the rest of it, and you just see that it forms that nice neat strap for the camisole. So just go ahead and just fold it all the way and just sew it nicely. And once you're done, this is what you're going to have, okay? Very neat, very easy. It's very, very easy to do. It's one of the easiest things you can possibly make. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll show you what it looks like on the mannequin in a minute. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.